8 yeah, starting down south, while their opponents from 4S shall be starting up north.
Yep, and let's take a look at the tank selection real quick. The Aki 48 team have opted for 4 heavy tanks with a tier 5 light tank and a tier 4 artillery piece.
That is very, very, very creative.
Yeah, that's
to say
actually
the least.
very unexpected.
Yeah, exactly. To go with a piece of artillery on this particular map. I guess they're just really counting on taking out a few scouts on that open area, because within the city limits, it's very hard for artillery to get any kind of shots.
Yeah, but actually the artillery does see that one scout going towards that eastern village, but he did just lose vision on that just now. So, and on the 4S team, they have opted for a slightly different setup: 4 heavy tanks with a tier 8 light tank, and the rest of the 2 just, you know, those 2 tier 1s.
Yeah, indeed, they're going for 1 AMX-13, 2 T1s, 3 IS-3s, and 1 AMX-50. So yes, a pretty standard kind of lineup on the 4S side. I'm really interested to see what Aki 48's going to try to pull out here, pretty much, with this particular lineup.
Yep. So
yeah, they got a Chaffee, like a tier 5 light tank as well. Of course, they can't all have tier 8s because of the 42 tier point limit, but still, interesting enough. Well, when it comes to the heavies, they opted for 2 AMX-50s, 1 IS-3, and 1 T-32 American tank. And yes, as I mentioned, that tier 5 Chaffee, and yeah, we've got an M7 Priest as the piece of artillery, and of course, last but not least, that T1 Scout.
Yep.
So right now,
and
yes.
And on the Aki 48 team, they have opted to just kind of guard that city area. They don't want to push out. They don't want to go into that field.
Well, they can't really afford to, number one, because of their piece of artillery. So they definitely decided to camp. And,
but I feel like if they pushed out towards that field, they could use the artillery piece more than if they just camped the city.
Oh, absolutely.
I feel
that's definitely, yeah. They're going for a defensive position, but their artillery piece will not serve them like within the city limits, pretty much. You've got too much cover, too many buildings to basically be efficient on that front. But we're gonna have to see, wait and see what kind of tactic is gonna try to pull off. Right now, a pretty standard approach on the other side, coming from the 4S team. They've committed their heavy tanks pretty much to the city. And right now, yeah, they're actually just moving in, like towards the midsection on the city edge, trying to, yeah, just they're actually just massing out in numbers here.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to push into that city now. It looked like they were trying to push on that field, but it looks like they're just going to opt for that city area limit.
Yeah, and they have been spotted. As a matter of fact, we've got 4 heavy tanks right there. They've been spotted by player X Stamper.
Yep.
X Stamper and his IS-3 on the Aki 48 side, so they know where their opponents are at the moment.
Yeah, but if the 4S team decide to push out in that city area, they will be outgunned because...
Oh, they will be definitely dismantled.
The Aki team, you know, they are set up. They do
and look at that, yeah,
cover.
Sneaky shot from the artillery side, missed.
Yeah, but I feel like even though the artillery piece does hit one of the tier 8 heavy tanks, I don't think it was just going to do much damage at all. I feel like it's just going to...
He's just trying to get a few sneak shots here and there as a sniper, pretty much. But yes, in this particular instance, player Simon Fire was spotted and avoided that shot from the SPG. Yeah,
so a little bit more camping coming out from both these teams. They don't want to push out just yet. If they push out...
Well, as a matter of fact, it's just right now, the 4S teams, they're just doing what they can. They were expecting perhaps a more standard approach on Runeberg. As of the moment, it's Aki 48 that's just not moving at all. As a matter of fact, they're just like quite happy defending their position, waiting for a mistake on the 4S side. And 4S trying to just sort of circle their opponents. Yeah, just try to widen the radius.
Yeah.
Try to get a sneaky approach here with one of their lighter tanks from the outskirts as well, but that's just not going to work out. They're trying to lure Aki 48 out of their position, but so far, no, they're definitely not taking the bait.
Actually, a couple tanks being spotted now, 3 tanks being spotted now on both teams, so they have both seen each other, and they are gonna try and probably,
actually, like, the captain Panglimia Siliwanji taking a bit of damage here. Just a little bit, though. I mean, he can afford it. He does have an AMX-50, so no real harm done. But everyone has been spotted now, quite clearly. Like, so we're in a stalemate position.
Yep, but it looks like that Forest team are starting to push out now in the city. Oh, nice shot coming out from this X-Stamper. He did take one of those tanks. Oh, actually, both these tanks quite low. They're actually sitting around 50%
Yeah,
health
they're
now.
actually just not in a good spot at the moment because you've got 2 tanks. Oh, they're actually trying to go for a flank here.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a sneaky shot, but he was spotted. He's going to go down,
Yeah,
actually.
it looks like this first tank is going to go down on the Forest team.
2% hit points left. He barely made it alive, but no, he was taken out, actually. That AMX, like, yeah, Captain Pangli Masili Wanji was taken out.
Yep. So the first blood does go towards the Aki 48 team. They
Yes,
are,
indeed, and
yep.
they're
Oh, and a nice shot coming out.
more mobile, like player Chaffee and his the tier 5 Chaffee light tank getting that first kill, but then he was evened out. Yes, that IS3 getting another kill here. Actually, an IS3 was taken out on the Forest side.
Yep. So the score is even now, 1-1. Both teams taking out an opposing tier 8 tank. Both tanks being those heavy tanks, so they will have slightly less firepower, but I think both teams are, on pretty equal standing right now.
Yeah, pretty much. Same on fire that even things out for Team 4S.
Yep. So a little bit more camping now. Both these teams have lost 1 tank apiece, so they are just trying to look for a different approach now. Because the Forest team knows that the Aki 48 team are just straight up camping that city.
They're just absolutely not moving. They're not taking any risks whatsoever, and they do have the advantage in this particular position because, well, number one, they're defending the position, and let us not forget they do have. And
this tank's probably gonna go down right here.
Brilliantly done, yes, indeed.
Yeah, this tank is gonna go down in one more shot.
There's some really nice.
But he took out 1 tank before he died, so actually, he's doing a lot of damage though.
He's doing massive damage, and once again, I gotta give props here to player 61 Shiki, who's a great finisher. At the moment with his tier 5 light Shafi tank here, who took out 2 opponents. On the other side, player Simon Fire, who's got 2 kills at the moment as well.
Yep, so a slight advantage going to the 4S team. They did take out 2 tier 8s and 1 tier 1. That tier 1 not being too big of a loss, but on the opposing team, on the Aki 48 team, they have lost 2 tier 8s. So the slight advantage going to the 4S.
Yeah. Once again, it's just a T1, but it might be quite crucial towards the end of this round. We've got 2 minutes left only. They're going to have to try to go for an extra kill here. One tier 8, and that's pretty much going to do it on the 4S side. Yeah, he did manage to take him out though, so brilliantly done. So once again, trading kills here.
Yeah. I feel like the Forest team is doing a great job of taking advantage of this 2v1 situations. Even though they are outgunned, with, 2 tanks to 1, they always manage to take out one of their tanks.
Well, but at the moment, though, yes, it seems quite unlikely that they're going to make this, though, because they're quite at a disadvantage. Aki 48 that's camping, and so far it's paying off because they do have their piece of artillery that's left untouched, and they still have their T32 as well, heavy.
Yeah. So the Aki 48 team in a pretty, I wouldn't say commanding, but they are in a pretty big lead right now.
Well, as far as a draw would be concerned right now, there's not enough tier point advantage to give anybody the victory at the moment. One of those tier 8s would have to go down at this point. So would those teams risk it? I'm not quite sure. I think we're just heading for a draw here unless something quite amazing happens within the next few seconds, because we've got 1 minute left only.
Yep, so one of these tanks, one of these tier 8s have to go down.
Yes, that AMX that's like scrambling around the city pretty much. Ooh, try to take a peek shot here at that T32 over there.
Yep. So on the 4S team, one of those tanks is trying to duel this T32 right now.
Well, yeah, that AMX that was trying to locate that piece of artillery pretty much, but
it looks like they're actually going to go for this victory.
Yeah, they're actually going to try to. He's counting on his higher mobility to try to pull off something, but right now he's.
Oh, he took out that tier 5.
He did.
But these tier points are equal right now, so even though it doesn't end a draw, it won't end with either side being the victor. It will be a replay.
Yes, we are heading straight down for replay. 10 seconds left, and yeah, I don't think much is going to happen on that front.
Yep, so that tier 1 did go down on the 4S team, but not enough points to have a